Hello there. This video is about an experience of mine, but not a real one. I always had some issues with some nasty nightmares over the years. If I can remember it clear, I try to write it down and draw it as fast as possible, while the details are still fresh inside my head. I put some stories in my book. If you're interested, you can check the video out as well. But anyway, enjoy my story. For some reason or another, I was friends with people I don't know. All of them were heavily disabled. Every day they went together to some kind of hospital. What they did there was not clear. They told everybody it was some kind of therapy. I was allowed to join them one day, and I was very curious. I went to that hospital and there was a long, creepy hallway. I had to go to the room next to some kind of restaurant. Everybody was standing there in a circle, all staring and standing very still. There was something with a white blanket over it. There was a rope connected to something underneath. The rope was connected to a pulley on the ceiling. They asked me to hold the rope, and so I did. A guy removed the blanket. Underneath there was some kind of machine. Two giant transparent tubes filled with water. The largest tube was filled with boiling water. The reason why it was boiling was because there was a flame underneath it. In the smaller tube there was just some water and a baby. So-called friends told me it was some kind of tradition. They called this a therapy to prevent getting disabled. But in reality, they did exactly the opposite. I guess they all went through the same horrible thing, just like the baby is doing right now. They forced me to let the rope go. The smaller tube was in the bigger tube now, and the baby's water was slowly getting warmer and warmer. The people all around me were all laughing, clapping, pointing. The baby started to make a sound, the most horrible sound I ever heard. It was loud peeping noise. I hear the guy in the background saying like, "Hear that sound? Those are his brains, they are boiling. His legs will be paralyzed soon." Out of fear, I ran to the restaurant to get some help. The restaurant was huge. There were some round tables and people were sitting on those tables. I scraped all my courage and shouted that they should help me, that somebody was dying. Everybody stared and laughed at me. Everybody. One woman stood up, and while laughing she faced the people and shouted she would take a look, on a sarcastic tone. She was clearly out for some attention. But when she saw what was going on, she turned pale and seemed shocked. She could not help me. She just stood there paralyzed. My so-called friends were still laughing. The baby was still fighting for his life. And then I woke up. The sound I heard that night haunted me for weeks.